Okay, now we're going to talk about the empirical rule. Of the normal curve or the normal distribution. All right, first of all, I'm going to try to draw this normal curve sort of symmetric if I can, as much as possible. Best would be to use a computer. Okay, now when we draw this, I was thinking about my inclination when I'm drawing a curve is to label X, but also to label Y. Like, you know, how high up are we? What is this height? But if you look at normal curves, they rarely do that. And why is that? The reason is because we're not really interested in knowing this height. What we're interested in is the area under the curve. The area under the curve is corresponding or corresponds to probability. So the height is, and we could find it out, but if you've seen the other video, there's a formula that's really involved and uses irrational numbers. So besides that, it's not something that we're so interested in. What we're interested in is that the area, and by the way, this is standard units. Okay, so I need to make that clear. Okay, the area under the normal curve, so this is the normal curve, under the normal curve, between -1 and 1 is about 68%. So 68% is around 2/3. So 2/3 of the area is between -1 and 1. Well, now what I could do is I could color this in, and maybe I'll regret that. But that's 68% right there. Okay. And then actually I'm going to draw another one that's quick and maybe not good, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just a little small one. And now I'm going to look at the area between -2 and 2 under the, okay, a -2 and 2 standard units. Under the curve is about 95%. So I'm going to write that down. And it would be really good if we could memorize those numbers. So 68%, then 95%. The area under the normal curve between -3 and 3 standard units is about 99.7%. So this tells us a lot about the curve. And so again, what I was saying is that usually when we look at curves, we talk about the height and, you know, the y value. But with the normal curve, we're much more interested in I mean, really, like almost all we're interested in is the area below the curve. Okay, so let's go through those numbers. We have 68%, which is within 68%, which is in one standard deviation or one standard unit. We have 95% within 2 standard units. And we have 99.7, which is within 3 standard units. My drawings are done by hand, so they're not that good, but those numbers are, again, the numbers to know are 68%, 95%, and 99.7%.